Welcome to another edition of Story Behind the Music. I'm Darron Story, and I'm here again as we continue to chronicle the life of and times of Prince's Little Red Corvette, Mi-Ling Stone Poole. Mi-Ling, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. We have a guest, and his name is Lenny Beason, and Lenny Beason is part of the Purple Underground. He is an avid fan of Prince. Probably that might be an understatement. Also a musician in his own right. Lenny, welcome to the program.
Hey, it's a pleasure and a joy and an honor to be on your show, my brother.
Well, thank you very much.
This is actually here with the Little Red Corvette.
Well, it's actually her show. I'm just tagging along. I'm just riding her coattail. That's what I'm doing. So, but Lenny, we have you here because of a chance, maybe encounter, if you will, or people being in the same place at the same time, where you witnessed a moment, an encounter with Prince and Mi-Ling. Can you tell us a little bit about what you saw and what your interpretation was?
Okay, well, this is during the Minnesota leg, Minneapolis leg. It was a three series concerts in a row by Prince in Minneapolis during the Musicology tour. And me and a friend of mine from Dayton, Ohio, my man Tim Payton, shout out to TP, we rolled up, and Prince had a vibe that weekend that was similar to celebrations that he threw back in the early 2000s, mainly the one I went to, which was Xenophobia, where they had, like, Paisley Park open all day long, and then he would perform a concert that night. So my partner, Tim, he went to the concerts along with Paisley, went to Paisley Park, but I hung out at Paisley Park all day. So there was, I don't know if it was the first day, second day, or third day, but whichever day or evening that was, I was inside Paisley Park doing what I do, which is funking and looking at all the purple eye candy that's walking around inside the building, because there ain't nothing but eye candy at a Prince Paisley Park party.
Right.
You understand? And so seeing Prince in Paisley Park would not be a surprise during that time period.
Sure.
Where he'll walk through with a bodyguard, or sometimes he might walk through by himself.
Right. So
at this point, I was at Paisley Park. I was dancing, and I was just checking the crowd out, and I saw Prince walking through the crowd, and I just kind of kept my peripheral vision on him, because I'm a point guard, you understand, back in the day. So I got my Magic Johnson going, got my point guard thing going, because Prince might just all of a sudden end up beside you or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to run him over because he's 5'2". I'm 6 feet. I'm saying, because that's happened a couple of times when I almost ran him over, and the bodyguard looking at me like, "Do it one more time, bro." So I'm looking around, and I see a little commotion, a little bit, and I turn and I see Prince talking to somebody, and I notice it's a woman. And I'm looking, so I kind of just focus on it, and there's an embrace that happens. Now, I've been to Paisley Park, like I said, plenty of times, especially the Xenophobia celebration, and, of course, that weekend. And I've never seen Prince hug somebody like this. That's what kind of threw me off. I've seen him do the little quick, the tap handshake with the brothers, and a hug of a female that's in the what we would call in the back of Paisley Park the VIP area, where somebody's sitting there, he walks up and just kind of
right.
just hug somebody real quick.
This was something
this was
more
an embrace,
something more intimate.
Yeah, this was something a little more that was different. I was like, okay, that's different. And so the embrace was over, and I'm looking and I'm saying, okay, who's that chick? Because I've never seen her before, and I know all of the, the Prince damsels over the years. And I'm going, damn it,
you know a lot of people.
I don't know who this chick is. So I believe Mi-Ling went towards the door and went out of Paisley Park. If you've ever been in Paisley Park, there's the area now that's set up where there's the merchandise area, but there's a side door out there that leads out to the parking lot area on the side of Paisley. So she walked out the door, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I got to find out who this is. I don't know who this woman is. This was like a embrace, okay, Prince knew her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
knew her.
We kissed each other on the cheek too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I see the little chick. It's like, okay, Prince. No, it's normally like a friendly. How you doing? My name is Prince. Hi, who are you? Thank you. And hug. Thanks for coming to Paisley. That type of embrace, hug, quick. And very conservative. This was very, very, very intimate. So I walk outside because at this time Prince is married. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know he's married to Manuela, and that damn sure wasn't Manuela. You know what I'm saying? So I go outside and say, well, I got to find out who it is. I walked up to her, and I said, hey, how are you? And she was like, looked up at me like, hey, I'm fine, how are you? And I said, hey, I'm fine, but I wanted to ask you a question. And she was like, yeah, what's that? I said, now, I just saw you inside Paisley, and you were hugging with Prince, and I, been to Paisley many times, and I've never seen you here. I just want to know, who the hell are you? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? And she said, well, I'm Mi-Ling. And I said, what the hell? What? Your name is what? And she said, it's May, like the month of May. That's how you pronounce my first. It's Mi-Ling. Mi-Ling, like the month of May. I said, okay, all right. I said, so, what's up? How do you know Prince? And she was like, well, I kind of, I grew up with Prince, matter of fact, I grew up with Prince and Andre. And I said, really? And she said, by the way, you kind of remind me of Andre. I said, oh, okay, cool. So, I said, well, how do you, so you went to school with Prince or what? And she was like, well, I used to date Prince. And I said, you what? You dated Prince? She said, yeah, I'm Little Red Corvette. And when she said that, I paused and I looked at her and I said, okay, she's short, a red bone, she curvy as hell. I said, well, I'll be damn. This is the Little Red Corvette.
So you're telling me, Lenny, that upon gathering all that information, you looked at her, sized her up, there was no doubt in your mind that she was telling the truth.
The way she said it was so nonchalant because she kept talking after she said it, and I kind of tuned her out. Like, after she said, I'm Little Red Corvette, I just focused in on her because, like I told her, I'd always wondered who was the Little Red Corvette based on the song, especially the long version that I listen to all the time. So when I saw her, I was like, I'm thinking to myself, damn, Prince and them, those lyrics, them double meanings, and I said Little Red because I'm thinking, because since I was in the music back in the day, and a lot of my old school cats used to hit me. They know I love Prince and funk music, Parliament, and all that. When I used to love Little Red Corvette and play it, they used to say, well, yo, man, a song called Mustang Sally back in the day. So they used to tell me, ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just kind of Prince's version of Mustang Sally, Who could this chick be? You know, whose ride was as smooth as a limousine with an ass like a brother never seen. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So as I'm looking at her, all of this is going through my head, and I'm going, red Corvette, red. She's red. Back in the day, we used the term red bone to describe a girl that looked like her. Then she's short. I mean, short. And I'm going, okay, little red Corvette, built like a damn Corvette. She's built like a freaking Corvette. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is Little Red Corvette. And it just stuck with me. It was like, damn. And as she was talking, you know, she was talking about what she was doing there, because she was like, well, I'm here, you know, with her friends. I think she was about to leave. And she was telling me about Minneapolis Sound, and that at that particular time that she wanted to get my information because he was thinking about possibly writing a book about the MPG Music Club, which is the club that we were all in at the time that Prince had.
Right.
And she just wanted to know about the phenomenon of the music club as far as how Prince fans just travel. I mean, they go everywhere to follow Prince.
Right.
You know, so she gave me a card with her name on it, with Mi-Ling on the card in her picture, the Minneapolis Sound card, which when me and her reconnected, I told her that I was looking for that card forever, and I lost it. But all I knew was she was a girl with a funny-ass name. Even to make things more, like, let's say, surreal. As I was talking to Mi-Ling, Prince comes out the side door that we came out. And it looks like he's looking for her. Because he looked down, and I think he kind of saw us talking. So he comes out, and right while he's coming down the drive,
that was crazy.
Manuela comes out,
right,
and grabs him and whispers something in Prince's ear, and he kind of pauses and looks at her, and then they walk back inside. I'm thinking to myself, I said, well, damn, I hope I don't get kicked out of Paisley. Hell, they're like, Prince come looking for you, and I'm talking to you, and I'm like, I hope I don't get kicked out. This is gonna be your fault.
Okay.
Saw the way the Prince came out, and I'm like, oh man, you know. And so she turned around. By the time Mi-Ling turned around, Manuela had came out and tapped Prince on the shoulder, whatever, because it was like he had a merchandise tent out there. So from my perspective, it looked like to me Prince was coming out, and he was looking. Like I said, he was looking for her. Now, once his eyes saw us, he was kind of walking over by the merchandise table. You know how you kind of play something off when you're if you ever seen Graffiti Bridge, where Jerome goes up the bridge to talk to Ingrid Chavez while Morris is posing by the Porsche. And when Jerome says, "Oh, my boy MD was a college," and she looks over at him at Morris, and Morris looks away like, I ain't looking at you. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I got when Prince was walking down the drive, because he's looking. So when I look, by the time Mi-Ling turns her head, he kind of looks like, I ain't here. You know what I'm saying? I'm invisible and shit. And so, like I said, then right, as soon as he's coming out, he doesn't see Manuela's coming behind him, and she kind of like taps him on the shoulder, and he turns around, like, you know, and he has a brief 2 or 3 word conversation with her, and then they walk back in. I'm like, okay, little red Corvette up in here. You know what I'm saying? So it just freaked me out. So anyway, so that's the first time I met Mi-Ling, and from that moment, I was wondering what happened to her, because after that, I didn't talk to her or contact her at all until after Prince died. In the summer of 2016, I was looking, people was tagging me in different Prince stuff, and I was on YouTube, and this Prince video came up, and no, it was on Facebook, and somebody from a Prince group posted it, and I saw the name, and I was like, that's the girl with the funny ass name. That's the Little Red. That's got to be her. So I messaged her.